On the national stage now, in 3 states, voters head to the polls today. Some face a changing district, and others could be confused with the same 2 names on the ballot. That's just 2 scenarios as 3 states hold primaries and 1 state voting to replace a scandal-ridden lawmaker. NBC's Gary Grumbach has details from Washington.
With the midterm elections just 77 days away, voters in 4 states are heading to the ballot box in an election that could determine control of Congress and governor mansions. House leaders of both parties feel confident their side will prevail.
We have cut taxes, we have cut regulations, we have broadened the pathway out of poverty for more people.
Well, I expect that there will be at least 220 members of the House Democratic Caucus when we take back the majority, if not a number much greater than that.
One of the most watched races will be for a U.S. Senate seat in Alaska. Senator Dan Sullivan is facing a long list of opponents in the ranked choice primary as he runs for re-election, including Democrat Mary Peltola. She's a former congresswoman, and Democratic leaders believe she has a good chance to unseat Sullivan. The senator from the last frontier has been in office for more than a decade, which should give him some name recognition, unless one of your challengers is also named Dan Sullivan. Meet Dan J. Sullivan, a teacher who Senator Sullivan and President Trump call a Democratic plant. Dan J. denies that. His community is rallying behind the hometown candidate.
But I do know he's a good guy. He's the only Dan Sullivan I've ever met.
All I've seen of Dan Sullivan is a wonderful father, an excellent husband, a really decent community member, and a dedicated teacher. And to suggest that he would do anything icky is just absurd to me.
Dan J. won a legal battle to stay on the ballot. In an effort to avoid confusion, the names will appear this way on the ballot. At the opposite end of the country, Florida will be key for Republicans in their efforts to maintain control of the House next year. The Republican-led state legislature in Florida pushed through a mid-decade redistricting, putting 4 Democratic-held seats now in Republican-leading territories. Floridians will also choose candidates for governor, with a full slate for both parties. Alaska has what's called an all-out party system, with the top 4 vote-getters advancing to the November election. Polls are also open in Wyoming for Senate and House seats, and Californians will vote in a special election to replace Congressman Eric Swalwell, who resigned amid allegations of sexual assault. He has denied those claims. Gary Grumbach, NBC News, Washington.